Coming to Apex, it was really different for me because I've grown up out west, so even the style of houses were different. So I remember once we actually purchased our home here in Apex, it was just nice. We had a front porch, which I'd never had before. My son was not quite 2 years old. And when we first got to the house, when we first moved in, my son was just kind of wandering on the sidewalk path to our front porch. And we have a little bit of a hill, and he just started rolling down the hill. And it was one of the very first memories of moving to Apex. And then also just experiencing downtown for the first time. There was a restaurant that was now Peak of Salem, and I can't remember the name of it from before, but we had dinner there the first time, and it was a really good restaurant, and it was just a good experience to be in downtown, something I had never really experienced before coming from out west, big city suburbs. So it was just a unique experience for me. So moving to Apex was a real important big step for us. We had only been married a couple years. We had a son that was barely 2 years old. And we pretty much came out here sight unseen. We had heard this area was a great place to raise a family, and we knew we didn't want to stay where we were. So my husband applied for jobs and went to interview and happened to get a job, and he had toured around a little bit, and he said, "You're going to love this little place." We went to lunch down here in Apex, and I said, "Okay," not knowing what to expect. And so we came out, and I was kind of taken with the place. Just again, the style of housing, the feel of a small town, yet being connected to a larger city, and having kids start a life here, and we knew we wanted more kids. So it was just an important part of our journey. My husband and I had never been farther east than Texas. So that was kind of fun too, just exploring a new region of the country. What makes Apex home to me is being able to go, whether it be downtown, Target, Lowe's Foods, and almost always seeing somebody I know, and being able to just catch up if I haven't seen the person for a while, or just say, "Hey, I saw you the other day," or whatever. "What are you up to? What are the kids doing?" That's actually been my favorite part because I've never had that experience before. I think that's what makes this place feel like a small town, even though it's grown tremendously, yet we still kind of maintain that character. So yeah, I think that's the big thing that I really enjoy. Obviously, there are other things, things like some of our parks. When we just moved here, my son was barely 2, and we went to all different kinds of parks here and just experiencing the area. And and then slowly, as we were here for longer, getting involved in the community. Again, that was a new experience for me. I hadn't really, part of that's just having kids and being a grown-up, but it wasn't an experience I had. It wasn't an experience I saw my parents have, so that was important. Well, my hope for Apex is that we can still experience some growth while maintaining the small town feel, in addition to bringing more diversity to our town, as well as being a vibrant and economic center where our kids want to come back and live and work. And we really feel it's important for our community to support not only our town, but our schools, because we have great schools here in Apex. We've really enjoyed experiencing our kids going to school and learning and growing. And we know that supporting our schools is really important to our economic growth and attracting businesses. But again, we don't want to do it in a way that takes away from our small town. And so I see that as sort of a challenge, but also potential. I think we can be unique in that regard. Well, the Apex Public School Foundation, our mission is to maintain a fund to enhance curriculum for the students of the 19 Wake County Apex schools in the area. When we started, we only have 18, and we have 19, and I'm sure we'll have more as we continue to grow. We got started in 2017. My kids were in elementary school. I was PTA president, and Barb, who is a co-founder of the foundation, her and I met just to talk about, she was new to the school system. So her kids are a little bit younger. So we were just talking about about PTA stuff and then about school funding. It kind of just led to other things. And Barb, being a former special education teacher up in New Jersey, she had benefited greatly from a foundation. And so she asked me, are there foundations here in Wake County? And, I looked kind of stumped. I'm like, I really don't know. So we did our research, and we found out there were a few around, not many. And so got this idea, well, what if we started a foundation? Neither of us really kind of knew that we're familiar with that process. So we were learning as we went. And as we talked to people, we first talked to Shannon, who was executive director of the chamber. We talked to some town folks. We talked with some Wake County public school area superintendents and board members. And we realized that there was a need here to support our students and our teachers. So in 2018, we became incorporated. And so we started recruiting board members, just members of the community, and kind of went from there. And so we have since had 3, our main program is a teacher grant program, and we have since had 3 application periods for teacher grants. We've served over 14 schools, which is several hundred students. And the teachers submit their applications for creative and innovative curriculum that may not be supported by Wake County Public School funds or their PTA. And they can earn up to $2,500 for the application. And we've seen some amazing applications come through. These teachers really they're so creative, and they are so thoughtful about what they want to do for their students. We've had everything from high school farm to table curriculum. We've had maker spaces. We've had educational escape rooms that they do with students. Different kind of functional seating for special education classrooms. So it's been really interesting to see the teachers really put some effort and thought into the things that they want to do with their students that are very creative, and some of it's very hands-on, which is great for students. We're at our 5-year mark, so we're continuing to grow. All of our funding comes through community support, and so do our volunteers. We continue to reach out to community to ask people to volunteer for our board and for committees. We continue to be an all-volunteer organization, and we really want people to understand that supporting our public schools is important for the economic growth of our town. Not only for families that have kids in the school system, but for even those that may not have kids in the school system or had, and they've grown out. We really want our kids to come back and live and work here if they can. So just having that support and supporting our teachers and school staff, we feel is vital to the growth of our area.